So, good evening, good evening, good evening. We are back again. Change of smoking jacket. And we've opted for the blue option this evening. Hopefully, you're all having a wonderful evening. Make sure you do go and check out the previous video on this channel. Ivan Tony FC could be happening. Obviously, I'll be extremely happy with that. However, not quite happy with this Douglas Luiz is Arsenal's #1 target that Fabrizio has tweeted out. But there we go. Zubimendi, on the other hand, £52 million release clause. And that seems a little bit better. But we're going to get into all of this. Make sure you are smashing the like button through the roof. That'd be great. Make sure you are subscribing as well. Listen, nearly 90,100, literally millimeters away as I record this. As I'm recording this, literally about less than an hour away from Liverpool kicking off. I'm going to be doing a watch along for that. So make sure you check that out as well. In fact, I'll drop this video straight away instead of later on tonight. So yeah, make sure you come and check out the watch along. Lee reacts in 50 minutes as I'm recording now. But anyway, big up to everyone in here. Leave your comments and supers down below. And yeah, Fabrizio Romano has tweeted out in the last hour or so that Arsenal, oh dear. Douglas Luiz remains Arsenal's favourite option as midfielder. He is considered the perfect player. But Aston Villa remain on their position as they don't want to sell Douglas Luiz. No changes since November as of yet. Now, I've seen some mad figures banded around for this geezer, to the point where one today I think it was Team Talk website, I don't know how reliable or unreliable that is, quoting that Aston Villa want upwards of 90 million and they want close to 100 to let him go in January. Now, listen, I don't think they're going to sell him in January, especially with the fact that they could be leading the title race because they play on Friday night. They play Sheffield United on Friday night. We don't play until Saturday and we're away at Anfield. They're at home to Sheffield United. Their home record's exceptional. It's ridiculous. You'd expect them to win that game. And if they do win that game, then obviously they go top of the league by 2 points. We then have to get a win at Anfield to go back to the top of the table. Otherwise, they are Christmas champions. So I don't really see how they would want to sell one of their starting players. Because let's be real, they don't need the money. Aston Villa have got quite a few quid. Their owners minted. Yes, they're not the massive global brand that Arsenal are with the massive income streams that Arsenal have. But they're not skin, and they can spend money this January as well. I went through their transfers on a different stream yesterday or the day before, I think it was. And outgoings and incomings in the last 2 summer windows, they've only spent 100 million. When you get rid of the outs and bring the ins, they've only spent 100 million quid. So I think that, well, listen, they are going to be there or thereabouts in January when this window opens. So don't be surprised if we don't get Douglas Luiz. And to be honest, that might be a blessing in disguise because I don't particularly think he's that good, if I'm honest. Listen, he's having a half-decent season. He's bagged, 5 league goals this season. He's doing all right. But, again, it's another Brazilian, Portuguese speaking. Nah. No more of this. Yeah, let's go and get the best player that we can get. The best player that we can go and put money on the table for. And for me, it ain't him. Yeah, for me, it's not him. Listen, he's a good Premier League level player. But I don't want Douglas Luiz at Arsenal. Yes, maybe as a squad filler. Well, I'm not looking for a squad filler right now. The only position I would consider a squad filler in, maybe 2. And even then, I'd want him to challenge for the first 11 is a centre-back and a right winger. Because we've seen the last couple of seasons that when Saliba was out injured, we capitulate. When Saka's off the boil for the last 8 games of the last 2 seasons, not just 1, 2, we don't really score many goals. And yeah, that's a problem for me. So we need to be out there actively looking for starting 11 players. Would Douglas Luiz start for Arsenal? Well, I don't know. Everyone keeps telling me that 29's the be-all and end-all and he's the missing link in the jigsaw puzzle for us to go over the line and win a title. So why would we want him to sit next to Declan Rice when we've got 29? Maybe we've unlocked him. So not for me. Not for me. I want somebody a bit better than Douglas Luiz. Listen, I wouldn't be too disappointed if we signed a proper one and then Douglas Luiz. but we ain't doing that. Listen, I see something earlier saying that our last signing over 30 million in a January window was Aubameyang. So, yeah, we're not great in January, are we? Let's be honest with ourselves. We're not very good. We're not very, we don't attack the market, as they would say in the industry. But somebody who I would attack the market for is Zubimendi. Having watched a lot of Real Sociedad this season, I can tell you right now, he is absolutely quality. Absolutely top draw. Yeah, the way he controls the midfield, the way he's so comfortable on the ball, I expect nothing less, to be honest with you. As in, most Spanish footballers are very good on the ball, aren't they? Let's just be honest with ourselves. But he doesn't necessarily score goals. He's only scored, I'm just looking now, 3 goals he scored all season. But he does know how to slow a game down. He does know how to speed a game up. And he fits Project Youth. He's 24. He's going to be 25 in February. But this is a top player. And what I like about this guy is the fact that he always seems to be in space. Yeah, and I like a player like that. That means that they're aware of where they are on the football pitch. That means that you can never really press them out of possession. You can never really bully them off the ball, and they're never clumsy on the ball. Whereas when I look at Douglas Luiz, that ain't the case. Douglas Luiz loses the ball quite a lot. I don't have the exact stats, but the eye test for me, I'm going Zubimendi all day long. Yeah, this guy is a cool player, man. Yeah, so chilled on the ball. Like I said, he can drive forward. He has shots. Their previous game, I think it was Betis at the weekend. He hit the post, and he was running that midfield. And listen, Betis are a decent team, a very decent team. So, yeah, for me, I'd rather spend 52 million, which is his buyout clause, on going and getting him, and then going and getting Ivan Toney. And I think that sorts out 2 positions. We need a right winger. Maybe we could get away with that until the summer without getting one, but we definitely need a centre back. Definitely need a centre back. I know Timber's a centre back stroke right back, but I don't think that's where we're going to play him. I think we'll play him maybe left back, and the C-Tech Bart Simpson will be dropped or used as more of a squad player. But Zubimendi, so far this season, has played DM 19 times out of 23 games, CM 4 times. So, listen, I think that if we was to get this guy in, Declan Rice could then be the guy that drives forward more. Yeah, and I think that them two complement each other a lot more than Declan Rice and Douglas Luiz. Douglas Luiz is a lot more physical. Douglas Luiz is a lot more like snapping at your heels and all of that. But this guy is a top player. Top player. Yeah, and so much better technically on the ball. Better passing. Yeah, better on the ball. Better at controlling the midfield. Yeah, more composure, more awareness. And for me, this is a no-brainer. I can't lie. Yeah, and in the last 18 months, his stocks have gone through the roof. And he won't be associated for much longer, that's for sure. Obviously, some of the top Spanish teams are looking at him as well. But again, they're not necessarily big spenders in January either. So, I don't know. Maybe that's another one that's going to be a summer move potentially for him. But he has signed a contract until 2027. So that release clause is looking kind of cheap, I can't lie. 52 million quid. And he's under contract for the next, 3.5 years. Just go and get him. Just go and get the geezer. Yeah, he's decent, very decent. Obviously, Anana's another one we're looking at. I'm going to drop a separate video on that. I'm going to do that tomorrow. I was going to do that today, but I'll drop that one tomorrow. I'll save that one for tomorrow. We'll drop this one right away, and then we've got the watch along coming up. But let me know your thoughts on Douglas Luiz. Would you take him? Listen, the price, like I said, it is a lot of money. It is a lot of money, and I don't think he's worth the money. Yeah, I just genuinely don't. Like we looked at him, last January was it? Was it last January we bid for him a few times on deadline day? And it was like 27 million, 24 million and all of that rubbish. Not for me. Yeah, not for me, mate. Yeah, and yeah, it is what it is. Personal preference, I suppose. But again, they can both play in the same position. So we're linked to players in that position. It is a position we need. So that's a good sign, I suppose. However, we are linked to 1 billion players every transfer window, and we only sign a handful of them. So take all of this with a pinch of salt. Listen, Fabrizio Romano's tweeted it out that we're in for Douglas Luiz. Cool. We'll see. Yeah, he's our number 1 target. We shall see. Yeah, there was also talk of Solanke and stuff like that. I mean, come on. Solanke and Luiz, that would be mad underwhelming when we're going for a title, apparently. So, yeah, is what it is. And I think not only that, listen, Douglas Luiz, like I said, is more combative and is more physical in the tackle. But do we need that type of player? Listen, like Thomas Partey, we've still got him at the football club. Yeah, and I know he's not fit, so maybe they're looking at that saying, well, he could be the Thomas Partey guy. However, Thomas Partey's passing is miles better than Douglas Luiz's, in my opinion. I think that we need somebody like Zubimendi that can slow the game down when we need to, can speed it up and zip it up, and his passing's clear. His passing's clear. He's a little bit taller as well. But like I said, less physical in the tackle, but there we go. It is what it is. Let me know your thoughts and feelings and all of that. Make sure you check out the video about Ivan Toney that I dropped earlier. Again, that looks like we could potentially be getting that deal done. Their sporting director said that they will be open to offers in January. So we'll see. Are Arsenal going to put the money on the table? Or are we going to allow him to waltz off down to Chelsea, Tottenham or anywhere else? Because if we do that, I think that is a massive, monumental cock-up letting him go. Because that guy could get us over the line, get another decent player in midfield, centre-back. I think we're winning the title. But I said this last year, people. This time last year, I was sitting there saying the same thing. Go and do what's required in the window. Go and get the players in. And we ended up with Kivy or Jorginho. Well, Trossard, obviously, as well. But, yeah, not good enough. Not good enough. But smash the likes up, people. Make sure you are subbing. Make sure you check out Lee Reacts. I'm going live on there in... Well, as you see this, probably I will be live. So make sure you come and check Lee Reacts out, Liverpool, West Ham. And we're out. Laters.